Good afternoon, everyone, and nice to meet you. I'm Arisa Ikeda, manager of the Community Relations team in the Outreach section at the Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology, OIST. Thank you all for joining this talk today. I hope we will have an enjoyable and meaningful time together. First, I would like to briefly introduce myself. I was born and raised in Saga Prefecture in Kyushu. After graduating from Imari High School in Saga, I spent several years in the United States during my college years and settled in Okinawa. In fact, Okinawa is now the place where I have lived the longest. I first joined OIST in 2013, worked for 6 years as an OIST community relations staff member, and I quit. Then worked at the different organization, and then returned to OIST as a manager 3 years ago. I enjoy workout, fishing, and eating, and also besides my current work at OIST, thinking Korea is my life work. So for today's topics, I have these lined up. First, I'll talk about OIST, what is OIST, and then OIST outreach initiatives, impact and outcomes, key partners and stakeholders, ecosystem building initiatives and projects, approaches to community engagement and collaboration, and then looking ahead, our goals and vision. First, I would like to talk about what is OIST. Maybe some of you have already known our university, but I would like to introduce our university just a little bit. OIST is an international graduate university located in Okinawa, Japan, established in 2011. OIST conducts world-class research and education across a wide range of scientific disciplines. One unique aspect of OIST is that it is supported by the Cabinet Office of Japan, which is a bit different from other universities, which most of them have been supported by MEXT. Our university is home to about 1,500 people from 80 different countries, and the campus is located in Onna Village. OIST is known for its international environment, diversity, and interdisciplinary research. Our mission is to contribute to the sustainable development of Okinawa while advancing science and technology for the benefit of society around the world. Now, I would like to introduce my team, the Community Relations team. Our team consists of 5 members and is led by the Executive Vice President, Gil Granat-Meyer. I'm the manager, and Miyako is the assistant manager. You see my cursor on the screen. And Delphi, Yuto, and Miki are staff members. I would say our team members are very cheerful, positive, funny, and outgoing people. At OIST, we also have a science education team in the outreach section. The team focuses on super science high school SSH programs. On the other hand, our team works with a broader audience, ranging from young children to senior citizens. So here are some of the outreach event programs that we work on. First, these are programs for elementary and junior high school students. We go visit local schools, often with a scientist, and give a science class. And also, we go visit remote island in Okinawa and hold a science program at schools. And we also accept job experience program. Sometimes we join local special science events. And during summer break, we hold Kids Campus Tour. This is a special tour for kids with a lecture. Also, Science Festival. This is OIST's largest science event. At last Science Festival, about 1,600 people attended in the event. And this event is so big that over 200 staff members, including 32 local students and 5 members from the Okinawa Prefectural government, supported this event. It's very popular. And we hold a kids lecture a few times a year. The picture number 1, she is Dr. Yuko Kakazu from Okinawa. She talked about space. She's an outreach specialist at Subaru Telescope of the Observatory in Hawaii, and she's an educational ambassador for the OIST Foundation. She'll be holding another event this month too. And programs for high school students. We do many internship programs for high school students. And also, whenever we go visit remote island, we hold a lecture by a scientist at the local high schools. And another initiatives for high school students. This is a SCORE event. This is a science presentation competition for research and entrepreneurship. We have been holding this event for the last 15 years. And the winner of the competition, they receive a prize of United States study tour. And this has been one of the most successful events at OIST. Programs for the public. We often hold OIST Science Talk Series. This is a lecture by an OIST scientist. They talk about research at OIST, and they talk about how their research can contribute to the society. And we have a question and answer session after the talk. And sometimes we have public talk too. And OIST has a partnership agreement with Onna Village and also Yomitan Village. Yomitan Village is next to Onna Village. So throughout a year, we hold many joint events, such as at Onna Festival. We have a science program there. And sometimes we join the local event called Save the Coral Project as volunteers, and we do beach cleanup together with the local community. And Yomitan has a Manabi Festa every year, so we have science program there at the event. But we have many more events together. One of the big events we've been holding with Onna Village is Onna and OIST Children's School of Science. This has been running for the past 15 years, and every year we have about 140 elementary students and junior high school students participating in the program. And for each class, OIST scientists, they are the teachers for the program. We have this program this year in August. And one important part of our work is supporting cultural events and organizing community events. These include sports festivals, beach cleanups, and other activities conducted in close partnership with local communities. These activities may not seem directly related to science, but they're very important because they help us build trust and strengthen relationships with local residents. We have a report of our activities on the OIST website, so when you get a chance, please take a look. Last year, we organized more than 140 outreach events and programs, and we welcomed about 47,000 visitors on campus and more than 90,000 visitors at the OIST Science Studio, which is located off campus in Yomitan Village. With a team of only 5 members, we manage most of OIST outreach activities. So we have to work super efficiently, but provide a good quality of work. To achieve our goals, we work with many partners. Here are some examples of the supporters. Cabinet Office, Okinawa Prefectural Government, on the village, Yomitan Village, Board of Education offices, sometimes United States Consulate, and schools and University of Ryukyus and museums in Okinawa and Okinawan resident. Collaborating with partners like these is a great strength for our outreach activities. By working together, we can combine our knowledge, resources, and networks to create better programs and provide more opportunities for the people of Okinawa. We have been receiving positive feedback from the community that I would like to introduce one feedback from here. This is from high school students. By visiting the facility in person, I was able to gain insights that I couldn't have obtained just by researching. Listening to a talk by a technician currently working at OIST was also very informative. It made me want to take a closer look at the details. I would like to connect what I learned to my future career path and goals. So we started receiving good feedback, and we have been very, we are encouraged by the feedback. One challenge of outreach is that capacity building takes a long time, and it is often difficult for organizations like ours, which mainly provide short-term programs and events, to measure the long-term impact of outreach activities. OIST is still a young university. Because of this, it can be very challenging to see immediate results. However, we are now beginning to see encouraging outcomes. For example, some students who participated in our outreach programs 10 years ago have entered medical school at the University of Ryukyus or pursued PhD programs at universities in the United States. So this example is, this is an OIST PhD student who joined our program when he was young. His name is Stash Tomonaga. He says, ever since I attended OIST Open Campus as a 5th grader, it had a huge impact on me. Now, as a PhD student here, I see how OIST is striving to integrate local knowledge and resources with scientific advancement, positioning itself as a potential leader in driving scientific and economic development in Okinawa. Seeing these examples remind us that outreach can have a lasting impact, and it is extremely rewarding for us to witness the growth and success of these young people. Now, I would like to move on to talk about creating a sustainable ecosystem through community partnership. I think this is a good example of ecosystem building. with local community. In October 2025, OIST opened the OIST Science Studio at Yunlabo Miraikan in Yomitan Village. Yunlab is a community hub that includes the village library, the OIST Science Studio, a youth center, historical archives, and other community facilities. Since opening, Yunlab has welcomed more than 350,000 visitors in just 6 months. Many of the visitors come from Okinawa, but also from other parts of Japan and overseas. The project has been successful in many ways. The OIST Science Studio has attracted significant attention and receives many visitors every day, even today. The studio serves as a welcoming space where local residents and OIST members can connect through science education. So we have exhibitions like this. On the left, this is Okion Churamori project. This is an initiative that conducts long-term observation of Okinawa's forest ecosystem to study the impact of climate change and environmental shift on nature. And we have Kaleid cycle. So this is a machine, it keeps running. We have this exhibition, machine exhibition. And we have OIST sonic landscapes where visitors can experience VR. And when you wear this VR, you experience Okinawan's nature and sea. We have a photo booth too. So let's become a scientist photo booth. And another exhibition is we wanted to choose a research related to the local community. So we have this exhibition, Minerals and Rocks in Yomitan. And another booth is we introduce students. So first we featured Stash, and we have a history of how he became a scientist here and his recommendation for books. And we have OIST interaction. We hold many events at the studio too. This is a kids lecture led by a visiting faculty from different university in London. Or we have Korea-related lecture like this, but this is done by Stash. He talked about how he became a scientist, a story that began with curiosity. For this event, many junior high school students and high school students who would like to become a scientist, they joined, and also their parents joined. The parents wanted to know how they could support their children. It was very motivating. And another kids lecture by a researcher about butterfly eye spot patterns. And we held local event Yomitan Manabi Festival at the studio. This is a workshop about ants. We also had huge exhibition by a local science communicator, Seita Sensei. We had this wonderful World of Bug exhibition at the studio and also on campus as well. Regularly, we have this book club event on weekend. And every weekend on Saturday and Sunday and holidays, we have 3 times workshop session. And right now we are having this DNA strap workshop. And so far we have been receiving good feedback from the visitors. For example, I was very impressed, the 4th line, I was very impressed that children can actually see the result of research conducted at OIST. Or I'm glad I was able to have my child participate in such a wonderful talk session. And we have receiving many feedback from the community and also from OIST members as well. So what we would like to achieve through the studio. Through the studio, we contribute to Okinawa by providing accessible science education, inspiring young people to pursue STEM fields and creating opportunities for meaningful engagement between researchers and the local community. By building strong partnership and fostering local talent, OIST Science Studio supports long-term human resource development and regional growth. I think this project is one of the best examples of ecosystem building because we began discussions with Yomitan Village maybe 4 years ago. Since then, Yomitan Village and OIST, TCC, which operate the library, and Kuganikan, a local company serving as the project producer, have worked together on planning, coordination, preparation, and daily operations. We had a weekly meeting and visited each other to discuss various things. One of the first things we did was listen to the community. And then we held many discussions with the Onna Village office, the Board of Education office, local organizations, schools, the residents, and with OIST members who live in Yomitan. Together, we explored what kind of science studio the community wanted and what OIST could contribute. The project has also expanded beyond the original partners. Local university students support activities as volunteers on weekend, and local science communicators have become involved in operating the studio. As a result, we created a space that reflects many perspectives, including science, community-based research, internationality, and diversity. Even today, we continue to gather feedback through surveys and conversations with visitors. Based on the feedback, we improve the studio and programs. It has been a tremendous work, but it's all worth it. Many visitors love the studio, and we see sparkles in their eyes. Although it is called the OIST Science Studio, I believe this is gradually becoming a studio that belongs to the community. Looking ahead, we're discussing new initiatives, including establishing a science club and other community-led projects that can grow from this space. I think creating an ecosystem is about growing together with the community. Our goal is not simply to organize events or deliver programs. Our goal is to work with local communities to create long-term impact. So these are steps to follow. First, it begins with curiosity. When people experience science, they become interested in learning more. Curiosity is often the first step. And second, partnership create opportunities. As we continue our activities, we build connections among students, teachers, researchers, local governments, and community organizations. These connections create partnership and new opportunities. Third step, community ownership helps initiative grow. Over time, local partners become more involved and begin taking ownership of activities. The programs are no longer driven only by OIST. Instead, they become community-driven initiatives supported by OIST, which is the fourth step. Collective effort leads to a sustainable ecosystem. So this way, it is a win-win situation for both ways, and it is more sustainable. Finally, grow together and achieve goals together. Our goal is to create a network of people and organizations that support learning, innovation, and community development. We want science, education, and communities to grow together. I think by repeating the cycle like this is very important when it comes to how an ecosystem is built. At OIST, outreach is an important way for us to contribute to Okinawa. Through outreach activities, we inspire future generations, develop globally minded talent, and contribute to the sustainable development of Okinawa through science education. This is how OIST gives back to the community that has strongly supported our university since its establishment. Before I conclude my presentation, I would like to share one final thought. Whether we are conducting outreach activities or building an ecosystem, I believe the most important thing is communication. Everything starts with listening to the community. We need to understand the people we work with, learn what they need, and take a deep interest in their ideas and perspectives. Only then we can identify what we can contribute and work together to turn ideas into reality. This process requires time, effort, and patience. We often face challenges along the way. However, by understanding each other's opinions, solving problems together, and celebrating even small successes, we can continue moving forward and growing together with trust, communication, and strong relationships. Without trust, communication, and strong relationships, it is difficult to build something that lasts. We continue to learn every day, and we certainly do not have all the answers, but it's okay. We can all work together to grow together. So this is the end of my talk. Thank you for listening, everybody.